Yoga philosophy has its root in the earlier philosophy called Sankhya. Sankhya. So, without having the basic knowledge of Sankhya, your understanding on yoga won't have any foundation. And so, it is important for us to look into Sankhya to get some basic understanding of Sankhya. Sankhya is the philosophy, actually yoga is the practical application of Sankhya. So, Sankhya means numbering. Number. Sankhya means number. Sankhya means numbering. The master who made Sankhya philosophy is Kapila Maharishi Kapila. The period of Sankhya is not really exactly known, but it presumed that it dates back 2,600 years minimum from now. Then after Sankhya, Buddhist philosophy came. Then after Buddha, yoga came. When you look into the Shabdarshanas, of which Buddhism is not included, nowadays you can see in books. So, Sankhya is an earlier philosophy which means numbering. This philosophy is called numbering because the master Maharishi Kapila, he numbered the basic ingredients of nature. And we are part of the nature that we have all these elements in us. So we are trying to work with our body, with our mind, to really get a mastery over ourselves and finally drop everything and merge in the consciousness. That's the idea of yoga. So when you look into Sankhya, you can see Sankhya master Kapila Maharishi has enumerated all the aspects, the basic, not the aspects, all the basic principles that involve in the process of creation. That's why this philosophy is called philosophy of numbering. So, the Maharishi who made the Sankhya philosophy is Kapila. If you remember, you will get 1 point in your examination. It's a very important name in your studies. So, remember the name of Maharishi Kapila, and he is the proponent of Sankhya philosophy. And he was looking into the sorrow that we all experience. Everybody has some kind of sorrow. And then he classified the sorrow into Adhi-Bhautika, that means materialistic sorrow. When you are bonded with the material world, certainly there happens some kind of sorrow. Adi, that is material, Adhi-Bhautika. Then another category of sorrow we classify as Adhi-Daivika, like natural things. Nature is very powerful, and by the intervention of nature, you may get into some kind of sorrow, natural calamities and things like that. And then Adhyatmika, this is the last, Adhyatmika, with respect to your soul. And the sorrow, that the soul, there is a prevalent belief that the soul goes on incarnating. And until the final dissolution takes place. So the suffering that you experience here and hereafter, that's an idea, you don't have any proof, but during those years, people believed that after this life, if you are not finished with your things, you will be reborn again. Until that time, your soul will be wandering. This is an idea, we don't have proof. But this idea was very prevalent during those times. Even now, this is a very strong belief. So, these are the 3 different sorrows. This is called Trividha Dukha. Dukha, in 3 different ways happening in every being's, in the life of every being. And so how to get rid of this suffering? That was what Kapila Maharishi was looking at. Adhi-Bhautika, material involvement, material pressures, ഭൗതികമായ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ involved ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ, involved in the physical world, there happen so many sorrows. And then when you, like ഈശ്വര കാര്യങ്ങൾ, ഈശ്വരീയമായ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ നമ്മളെല്ലാം നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകുന്ന everything is being played by the Lord. Even natural calamities are coming from that. So things like that, when it happens, we have no way, we suffer. And then Adhyatmika. When you are searching, you understand all those things. And then on the way also in Adhyatmika, you get into trouble. And that is pertaining to your idea of the soul. And the suffering, in that level of understanding about the suffering, your suffering is extending from this life to another life, if at all there is another life. That's an idea. Scientifically speaking, it is an idea. No, we don't know, we don't have proof. But in Indian school of thinking, this is a profound belief that after your life, if you are not finished your karmas, you will continue in another life. And then when you get into these are the Trividha Dukhas. And how to get out of this dukha, this sorrow. While he was looking and tracing back, he has seen this dukha, this sorrow could be traced to the beginning of creation, because it was always there. In the manifestation, even at the time of manifesting things, there is some restlessness. There is some dukha. That is what Kapila Maharishi is saying. So eradicate that root suffering. He really traced back to the origin of the universe. And that is why, that is how his philosophy came into being. He traced from where the universe was created and how the universe was created. And then he has seen that in the beginning itself, there is sorrow. So if you wanted to eradicate the sorrow, you need to know what is in your origin, not only in your origin, the origin of the universe. Then you get a clear understanding. Then you can deal with it. That's why he proposed his philosophy, such in number.